Okay.
Ooh, bacon.
Greetings, tasty morsels. It's Reverse BLT here. Welcome to the channel. And today, Trailer Gaydon has arrived. Wheel of Time Season 2's official trailer has finally come out. Super hyped for this. The marketing has been kind of sparse, but when they have dropped something, it's been pretty interesting. Whoever's doing the marketing seems to be very focused on the sort of like online kind of hardcore fandom, which is great. I always love seeing a studio that really like tries to kind of cater to its fans. I do kind of hope that they expand the marketing a bit more to general audiences, because I think that if the show's going to survive, it really needs to pull in more than just people who are already excited for it. But that said, I am one of the people who's already excited for it. The images I've seen so far have just been a lot of fun. They gave us like scavenger hunts on Twitter, which was really cool, like to like piece together little GIF packs from still images, which was just a lot of fun. Like I said, they've really been engaging directly with the fans in an interesting way, and I appreciate that. But what I've seen so far, guess, is just got me really excited. Everything just looks like it's been taken up a notch. We even got colored weaves now, finally, which is great. But anyway, I'm already starting to ramble. You guys know how I am, so I'm just going to go ahead and like get into it. It's a short video, so I don't have to worry about the fact that I don't have AC right now. So hopefully I won't melt in the couple of minutes that it takes to shoot this. And also, the temperature's cooperating a little bit at the moment too. So yeah, but let's go ahead and just see where things appear to be going in this turning of the wheel.
Everyone has a choice. And every choice has a consequence.
I'm bigger than my body.
We didn't defeat the Dark One. We set him free.
I'm meaner than my demons.
No one should have that much power.
I'm bigger than these walls.
I'm going to try to keep the talking to a minimum in the first watch here, but I'm already seeing some things that's got me really excited.
Together we face the impossible. But now in our separate corners of the world.
Okay.
Protecting Rand, guiding him, that is the only thing that matters. You can't control him.
You know you have something inside you. Something that calls for blood.
I want to know how to control it.
The last battle's coming.
Oh, Shiza.
The whole world will be ours.
Please stop. I can't help this awful energy.
If our friends are in trouble, why would I ever stay here?
You have no conception of the power they wield.
You can't do this by yourself.
There are many paths to walk through the night.
It's not always the most powerful who write history. It's the ones who survive.
I'm tired of being a spoke in the wheel.
You're not a spoke, boy. You are the water that turns the wheel itself.
Okay. Well, first of all, I think that everybody on Twitter of Time, I think we all managed to fill up our bingo cards, right? Secondly, holy shit, that I see more than I thought I was going to see. And what are the guys over at I can never remember the name of their channel, but like black guys from Britain. I think they're London kids. I always say, run that ting back. We're definitely gonna have to run that thing back because, whoo! I'm trying to decide. Oh my goodness! Like, what can I talk about? Like, because I'm, you guys know I'm very, spoiler conscious. Like, I try not to spoil people. If I spoil people, it's usually by accident, just getting excited, which is the same way that I sometimes get spoiled by people. Usually, most people aren't trying to spoil you, though some obviously do. But, like, there was so much there. And so I think probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up watching this through 2 more times. And I'm going to try to, maybe the first rewatch, talk about stuff that's not spoilery. And then in the second rewatch, maybe talk about stuff that is. I don't know. Like, we'll play it by ear a little bit. But yeah, that trailer definitely had some stuff in it that I was pretty excited to see. So I'm going to try not to be spoilery this time around. I'll take my cues from what they've said directly so that I can sort of say, well, if they've already said it, then I can pretty much say it myself. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's go ahead and play it again here.
Everyone has a choice.
So obviously Maureen was severed from her connection to the
And
One
every
Power
choice has a consequence.
at the end of the first season.
We didn't defeat the Dark One.
This should be
We set him
Rand
free.
going into the threefold land,
No
the
one should have
waste.
that much power.
That was a very exciting image right there, guys. I think I know what that is, but I'm not 100% sure. We got some of the Damane doing their
Together we
thing,
face the impossible.
the trials.
But now in our separate corners of the world.
I did not think they were just going to show
Protecting Rand,
that
guiding
in
him,
the
that is the
trailer.
only
I mean, I
thing
guess
that
it doesn't mean
matters. You
anything to anybody. Colored
You
weeds
have something
being
inside you.
used.
Something that calls for
I'm wondering
blood.
if that's
I
Hopper.
want to know how to control it.
The last
Rand
battle's
talking to
coming.
Logain. I think that's Lord
The whole
Surah.
world will be ours.
Flicker, 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 guys.
If our friends are in trouble, why would they ever stay here?
You have no conception of the power they wield.
You can't
Catalane.
do this by yourself.
Avienda raising her veil.
There are many paths to walk through the night.
And that's, why
It's
am I
not
blanking
always
on her
the most
name right now?
powerful who write history.
From the Red Aja, going to meet her guy.
It's the ones who survive.
I am
Fine,
curious
so
as
you
to whether
spoke
her
in the
guy
wheel.
is she?
You're not a spoke boy. You are the water that turns the wheel itself.
Yeah, the dragon is a big deal. Alrighty. So now I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, and I'm gonna do one more playthrough, but this time it's going to be spoilerific. At least up to the point that I am aware of spoilers, because I have not yet finished the entire book series, but I am definitely far enough along that I, should be able to recognize most of what's going on. Though, I will say, I think they are maybe picking up a few elements from a little later than where I've read to, probably just to streamline the story a little bit. And obviously, some of the other material I've already seen, pretty strongly suggests that we're getting a few more remixes. And this is one of those things where I'm just going to take a brief moment to talk about this again. I talked about it during my reactions to season 1, but I've noticed a certain, part of the fandom, especially, the ones that are really, really into the books. Some of them don't really seem to get this, even though I think the show has made this extremely obvious. This is not the same cycle that the books talked about. You know what I mean? This is a different turning of the wheel. They've done a whole lot of stuff visually, story-wise, just a bunch of changes to show that this is not the same turning of the wheel that the books covered. Okay, the whole point of the Wheel of Time, and this isn't really a spoiler, they talk about this all throughout the first season, but just to hammer this home, is that it's all a never-ending cycle. It goes back for forever, goes forward forever, and it's just reiterating, you know, sort of like imagine like computer programs like AI, you know, where it's like constant iteration on the previous version, so it makes little changes. The wheel basically constantly makes little changes, but it's still basically the same story overall story again and again, you know. So that's, I think that when the guys who made the series, that I think that was a big part of their approach. They said to themselves, how can we make an adaptation of this story that is both faithful and fresh? And they were like, wait a minute, it's right there, guys. It's built into the universe itself. All of this stuff is a cycle. All we have to do is do a different turning. That way we can be faithful to the overall story, but also make changes to keep it interesting for people who are already familiar with it, so that they can be surprised too. And, you know, to really explore the idea of like how iteration works, you know, like in the previous version, if say, you know, Rand managed to do X, well, what would the Dark One respond to? Like, how would the Dark One maybe be slightly different in the next iteration to try and counter what Rand did in the previous one? You know what I mean? So that to me is very fascinating. But yeah, let's go ahead and run this thing through one more time, and this time I will be talking about things that I noticed that are spoiler territory. So if you don't want to know anything going into this season, this is your drop-off point, and I'm going to say bye-bye, and thanks for watching. Check out the Patreon, and like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you when the season drops, and for, you know, whatever other stuff I managed to get posted while I am slowly dying of having no AC and very hot weather right now. Anyway, guys, bye-bye to the no spoiler folks, and for my spoiler peeps, let's get right into this third playthrough.
Everyone has a choice.
So Moraine was not stilled. So stilling is when you take a person's power away completely. What she was shielded. That's what Ishamael was doing at the end there.
We set him free.
Obviously, Ishamael's not the Dark One.
No one should have that much power.
That was the freaking Black Aja, and I'm super excited about that. And I'm guessing this is Ishamael raising Lanfear. These are the trials Nynaeve is going through to become elevated
but
to
now in our separate corners of the
accept
world.
it. It's freaking Lanfear. I did not think we were going to see her just right there in the trailer.
Protecting Rand, guiding him, that is the only thing that matters. You can't control him.
Okay, and I'm not sure whether that meeting... I'm hoping that's Hopper.
Something that calls for blood.
Hopper is just one of my favorite characters. Yep, that's definitely Lanfear.
How to control it.
The last battle's coming.
See, this is what I'm getting at when I'm talking about the remixes, because obviously a lot of this stuff didn't happen exactly the same way. Oh, and I just realized that might have been, those riders might have been different riders than I thought they were.
Why would I ever stay here?
You have no conception of the power they wield.
You can't do this by yourself.
Okay, and I think Avienda was fighting White Cloaks there.
There are many paths to walk through the night.
It's not always the most powerful who write history. It's the ones who survive.
And I think we got a little glimpse of Perrin getting his axe.
Be a spoke in the wheel.
Sky battle!
You're not a spoke, boy. You are the water that turns the wheel itself.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether that meeting with Swan is happening physically or sort of like on a mental plane, so to speak, like I think we got some imagery from Teleron Rio in there, the world of dreams, and I'm wondering if maybe Swan used a little bit of magic to talk to Rand basically telepathically, maybe in the world of dreams, maybe some other way. There were definitely little bits of the flicker worlds in there, I think. I'm not sure how much of that was from Nynaeve's trials, and how much of that was from Rand doing his thing. We did see Ishamael teleporting, I'm pretty sure. So given that we saw that, we might actually see Rand doing his hopping and ending up in, seeing the flicker worlds and stuff. I'm not 100% sure how they're going to do that. We got a tiny little hint of the duel between Rand and Suroth at the end. So sky battle time. But that brings me to that little clip of riders on horses. At first I thought, I just kind of ignored it because I didn't ignore it. I noticed it, but I didn't really focus on it too much because it just looked like a generic, people on horseback riding. But the last time just through there, it looked almost like they were riding on clouds. And if so, that could mean that I'm trying to get back to that point. Where was it? That could mean that we're going to get I'm guessing we are going to get the blowing of the horn this season. But yeah, let's see here. Holy shit, guys. Okay, so I can't tell whether these are white cloaks just riding across a desert or something, which is the most logical choice, but it could also be. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's probably white cloaks, but the way this is shot, it really is almost like they're on clouds, which makes me wonder if it's the heroes of the horn, which would just be amazing. It would be amazing if they actually put that in the trailer, you know what I mean? Because talk about something that nobody would understand except for the people who've read the books. And also just kind of seeking through this, I noticed that I think I might be right about Rand's meeting with Swan, that it might not be taking place in the actual physical world, because I noticed when I was going past it here, there's this okay, well, that's the light coming from behind her, but this is shot in a very dreamy kind of way, where it's there's a haze. The setup here it's the central hall of the tower, but also not. So this feels very much like a dream. So I'm thinking this is definitely taking place in Tel'aran'rhiod. Which is interesting, because I do think this would be a departure from the books. And I don't think that, at least at the point that I've read to, I don't think Swan and Rand have met. So yeah, another remix, because the wheel, it turns. It's a different turning of the wheel. I'm probably going to pour through this trailer a bunch more times, and I really can't just put all that in this video. I do keep toying around with the idea of trying to do a breakdown video. I don't know. It's just not something that I felt confident to do yet, but maybe I will do it this time. I don't know. But anyway, guys, if you stuck around through the spoiler section, definitely curious to hear what you have to say as well. Remember, though, there's a whole reason why I sectioned this off to its own part of the video. When you talk about this, if you guys are part of this, if you want to be part of the spoiler discussion, remember that I have only read up through Fires of Heaven. I haven't started. What is it? What's the next book? Lord of Chaos, I think. I haven't started that one yet. So if you want to talk about stuff, try not to talk about anything beyond that without clearly marking it as a spoiler for past that point, so that I won't read it. And if you want to talk about anything spoiler-wise from, was that book 1 through 5, I think, make sure you mark that as well, so that the people who, I was trying to protect by having this separate spoiler section don't get themselves spoiled. Let's try to preserve the magic for those guys, and for me too. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for joining me for this reaction. I am super hyped. I, can't wait for this to start. It's now less than 2 months away. And yeah, I'm going to go edit this real quick, pop it up on YouTube, and then I'm going to probably hang out on Twitter with the other Twitter of Time folks and just freak out about how awesome this trailer was. Anyway, guys, have a fantastic day. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you for the next one. Yeah. I don't know what I was doing there at the end. Anyway, bye-bye, guys.
We didn't defeat the Dark One. We set him free.
You had one job.